Welcome back. I'm here with a delegation of Harlan County students and their teacher, Scott Pace, and you're gonna find out about how entrepreneurial our young people are, how they can do some things to really improve the quality of life in our community. So let's go through the introductions. First with you, Scott.
My name is Scott Pace. I'm the Innovations Coordinator in Harlan County, and this is our Student Senate. Let you introduce yourself.
My name is Caleb Ashley, and I'm a junior at Harlan County High School.
I'm Gary Henson. I'm the senior representative.
I'm Brenna Early. I'm the Student Senate Congressional Representative, and I'm a sophomore.
Okay, good. And of course, Harlan County is pretty famous for a lot of stuff, and I guess, did Jordan Smith go there?
He did.
The winner of The Voice?
Yeah.
And all that, great inspiration. And Harlan's been the subject of movies and all this other type of thing. So, first of all, describe the Student Senate plan that you have. The Student Senate, we have a junior and a senior from each school district, and then, so describe your work.
So our Student Senate plan is called the CHAR Project. It stands for Community Homes for Homelessness and Addiction Recovery, and we're wanting to create a tiny home subdivision to provide transitional housing for homeless students and drug rehabilitation graduates to give them a hand up to be able to get back to their former lifestyle, or to help these students be successful in school and not have to worry about like where they're going after school or where they're going to stay that night.
And do you want to add a little bit more on that?
Our main purpose, is to help those in need. We see that homelessness and drug abuse is a really big problem in our community in southeastern Kentucky. And so our goal is to get these rehab graduates. We're trying to provide transitional housing. So as soon as they graduate the program, they get the door closed behind them, and where do they go next? They either have to go back to being homeless, or they have to go back into the same environment in which they got addicted to these drugs. And so we're trying to get them out of the situations.
What have you learned from this project, or how have you been involved?
I helped design the website at www.char.org, and I've learned so much after coming onto this project. I've learned that, I didn't really realize how much of a problem it actually was until coming onto this project, and then I saw, man, these people really need help, and they really need to find a way to get help. So since doing the website and since researching about all the student homelessness rates and the opioid rates and addiction recovery and all that, I've learned quite a lot, and it's been really an eye-opening project.
What I like about this project is that the Harlan County Judge Executive, Johnson, he purchased the fiscal court. Judge Mosley. Dan Mosley. Yeah, he'll kill me. Anyway, Dan, the fiscal court bid on it and got 3 of our tiny houses.
Yes.
And they moved them up on the hill near the recovery center. So how does that play into what you're doing?
Well, that's the plan. They got the 3 right now, and they're actually in storage. And I think the stage that they're in right now is we're trying to work out permitting.
Okay.
And some other logistics to be able to get those placed.
Okay.
And so we do have the 3, and I'll let these guys talk about the 4th one that is actually under construction now that should be completed soon.
Okay.
Through Crossed Hands, his mentorship program, and the Appalachian Challenge Academy's vocational program, the 4th tiny home is being constructed. The outer shell is complete. They're working on the electrical and inner shell with the appliances. So it should be done hopefully by the end of the school year or in the beginning of the summer.
Okay. Now the tiny houses can sleep up to 4, 5, or 6. So how many do you envision with your plan? How many people will stay in each house? By themselves, or will they be shared places?
Some of those specific items, I think the physical court will have to work some of those things out as far as how many can stay in at one time, when they're placed, and for a period of time. And then Brenda has done some great research on being able to place the students that are homeless and what the laws are and some of the restrictions that we've seen that we don't really agree with. But I'll let them elaborate on that.
So what I've found is if you're over 18, you can get into one of those houses fine. But if you're under 18 and you don't have a parent or legal guardian or some organization to help you get into those houses, you can't. It's just something that we've had, and I've even contacted a few people trying to get more information about it, because finding information about it has been kind of difficult. So far, with what I've found, I wish they could change the law. I would prefer to have these kids that really need help to be able to get into those houses because they need it, and instead of having to go through all kinds of stuff, to just get into a place where they can feel safe and they have a roof over their head.
Part of your plan then could be to talk to the General Assembly or find some sponsor and do some type of legislation.
You definitely could, and I think with the research that Brent had done, it seemed like different states had different guidelines that you had to follow. And I had heard, she actually was able to reach out to a couple of organizations and agencies to try to clarify the data that we found, because we're in that situation where we've got a high number of students that are homeless. And according to federal guidelines, and these guys talked about it earlier in their Community Challenge Grant presentation, is that if you live with someone other than a parent or a guardian, you're considered homeless. If you live in substandard housing, perhaps even a trailer, you're considered homeless. But we truly do have students that are homeless and have nowhere to stay. And what they want to do is to be able to provide some transitional housing for them until other arrangements are made. We've talked about this a whole lot, that you run through this process and you build the website and you take the video and we do all these things, but if you step outside of what we're doing and you look at it through the eyes of the person that is battling addiction, they've fought the fight, they're recovering, they've graduated, like Gary said, they come out, the door closes behind them, well, what's next? They have nowhere to go, they have no resources, they have no support system. So the transitional housing for them, for rehab graduates, is going to be, I think, amazing. To try to break that cycle of opioid addiction. And then for the students that we have that are homeless, and these guys have talked about it so much, that tends to lead to addiction. So if you can break the cycle early, I think they've got a great idea working alongside with Judge Mosley, and I think it could definitely be a national model that can be utilized in all of our communities.
Well, folks, I appreciate all your work and just want to thank you for being part of our program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you.